Playing as white. Looks like it's falling into that. Oh, it's not this time. Usually it was first game blobs and then the second game starts. Right, so going for small pawn maneuvers. Let's just develop the knight and see if we can get king safety. Don't want to get embroiled in. I think what we'll do is this and maybe go and castle on the queen side. So the king has moved. Never be fooled just because they've done that. It's just they've ignored that the bishop is... I'm just bringing the bishop back here. So this might not last too long. But like I say, never be fooled when you see king moves moving. It's just that they have given up this bishop. So I don't think that that was very wise of them. Okay, let's go and castle on the king side then. Or maybe not, they're just charging down. We can still castle. Let's develop the knight first, just in case there's some strange, funky tactical thing that I don't know about. Let's just move the queen. You see how cagey I'm being, even though they look like they've made some type of blunder. Sometimes those types of players have got some tactical arrangement going on. Not saying that they have, but I'm not underestimating. Looks like they may have left the game. Yeah, okay, so that was a bit of a strange game, that one. But always in the back of my head, I'm going, don't underestimate them. You don't know what they're capable of doing. They might have learned something from one of those super engines. Some sort of special sacrifice thing that you're falling into a trap somehow. So always be very mindful. Even if it looks stupid, try and think, I don't know. Sacrifices look stupid. You know, when you're sacrificing a piece, it looks like, well, you've made a mistake. So they're not coming back. But key thing for myself is always, you know, as I've just said, is don't underestimate the opponent and just keep playing the way you want to play. Keep blocking down. If they've made what looks like an error, double down on keeping my pieces as protected as possible and try and get the king to safety. Let's go for another one. Then it's black. Push the pawn, blocking the pawn. And shall we go for an attempt at queen exchange? Probably not going to, because they want to get their knight out and they're going to come for the fried liver. Oh, they haven't done that. Okay, well, that's strange then. Another strange game in the 45-15. It's giving a pawn up, but then he's chasing my knight around. Develop the knight, supporting the pawn, and they captured it anyway. So a bit like the first match, just be very wary. They may be attempting to do something. It looks scrappy, but we're even Stevens on the pieces, on the material. They have just given up their bishop, which seems to give us a little bit of advantage. And they've given up a pawn, but we can't go and do that because we get forked. So we just bring the bishop out. We're still looking to castle on the king side, even though it's got the half open file thing here. So kind of stopping them from castling on the king side. Do we have an out? Good attack, bishop takes. It doesn't. Does the knight really have a proper out? You can come here and... yeah, dicey, dicey. Let's attack, well, attacking this pawn, looking for a cheap shot, but we're expecting the bishop to take. Oh, he's not doing that. So we're going to go for a higher piece, because our knight will be attacking their rook, so they can take the pot knight if they want to. Not yet, though. We're going to take the knight because it's the higher piece. The rook, sorry. Take with the knight. And our white square bishop's not out yet. Our knight is kind of trapped, so let's forget that. Just take. As you can see, we can't castle. Still having to jostle. Don't see the point in attacking this pawn really, because the bishop's protecting. Any way of coming here? No, let's go here. Probably need to try and push this pawn to open up the white square bishop. So we'll open up as best possible. And they've given up the knight. So yeah, two very special games we've played in these 45-15s at the minute. And we're going to just trade down now. We'll be looking to get our knight off the board. We want to get a check on the king. Knight can't escape just yet. So we're sending the king. Can't go in there just yet either. Castle queenside, get the rook in. And let's just bring the bishop here. And they're still playing on, so I suppose it's good practice for playing against strange games. Still have to, as we did in the first game, still have to look at what you can do, what they can do. And keep with the basics of trying to work the pieces together as best possible. So attacking, let's lock the rook in now. Bending the pawn as well. He's getting the king going to cap. Oh, the knight's gone anyway, hasn't it? Knight's gone anyway. So let's just go here with the rook. See if we can double. Have to be very careful though. We could get so arty and forget that this rook is here and he gets a mate on us. We might as well just hit the rook and get it out of the way. Simple potatoes. And take. And take with the rook or the pawn. I don't think it makes much difference really in this game. Let's just take with the rook. Try and start to harass the king. Let's get a few pawns off. We may get a resignation. Let's attack the bishop. I'm going to take the pawn. Get the rook here. King can't go there, but it can come here. Options and choices. Let's hit the king. Boom, 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 boom. So we can get this pawn off the board. Let's hit the king. Oh, maybe not. So if we go here first. Probably still won't be able to do it. Go here. We go here. Offers a draw. Probably is. Okay, let's just take. Trying to style it out. Just defend the pawn. Looking to have a safe haven here. So if we just bring the king here, or on the inside. No, bring it here so it stops the king from coming in here and here. So we're going for the check so the king can move here or can move here. But the, excuse me, we'll get the bishop off the board, won't we? Yep, and then we can start pushing the pawns up. Let's do that. Doesn't take it. Get the king. Get the king. Maybe? Is that too stylish? Let's just take this. It's no rush. I've got 49 minutes here. Put the check on the king. Push the pawn. No point pushing the pawn there because the bishop is guarding this. Although we could just get rid of the... Push the pawn. Don't want to get too arty, but I think any move that I make now is going to feel like I'm being arty. Yeah, it's two very strange games. Wouldn't ever really class them as warm-up matches. It's different level of play. And I like playing Anonymous because you don't really know what level of play you're going to be playing. It's going to come up and then block here, isn't he? Put the check on, but then the bishop takes. Put the check on here. Comes there. Come down. Comes down, start pushing. Again, don't see the waste of time pushing there because the bishop's defending. Let's push. I know the bishop's got this, but we can just swing across here and maybe not there. Can't even go here really. Interesting times. Boom boom. Go like this and then go up and up and up. Or do we even have to do any of that? The bishop. Take the bishop. That's a shame. Proposes a take back. Okay, go on then. Not to the beginning of the game, though, fella. He's still doing the same move. Stupid. Oh, dear me. Okay, come on, let's get this game over and done with. I'm gonna have to hit the big fish soon. Surprised I've not resigned. Oh, is it stalemate? No, 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 no. I was meant to put it there. That could have ended up in a stalemate, you know. I was meant to put it there. What happened there? That was a waste. Okay, I think that's going to be it, isn't it? One space to go. Checkmate. All right. Okay, last one for today for the 45-15s. Hopefully this one's going to, excuse me, take us to the wire. Or maybe they're not starting. Maybe it was the last player that we played. Yeah, it doesn't look like they're going to be starting to me. Oh, and they have done. I was just about to click on a board. Let's push. It took a long time starting. We might have some problems. Oh no, the 4 knights. Stay away from the 4 knights, dude. Let's just get the bishop here. Prepare, prepare. That'll work for us. Let's just get the knight here. Whew. Oh, we've got another special player. This must be special hour. But as we always say, don't underestimate the opponent's moves on the board. We have to do what we need to do to keep ourselves safe, block off their attacks or attempts, try and take advantage of key spaces, key areas, focal point on around the king if we can get to the king. The more quirky the moves, the better opportunity they have of unsettling our normal type of procedures. We have to be very mindful of that. Just going to bring the bishop back because it puts you into a state of play where you've never played against that sort of way of playing, and that's what they kind of utilize to say, well, okay, you've not prepared against this. Take with the queen. Pawn's got no protection. Always remember, but it's doing a nice job, as we say, protecting this square from the knight. These squares. Queen's in, looking all agitated. Dark square bishop. Looks like they're leaving the game. Why? Yes, definitely the last game for the 45-15. Something strange going on. Let's just claim victory on that one. So not too happy with those games really, but it's different levels of play, isn't it? So you're going to meet different levels of play within your chess journey, and yeah, let's just crack on with some. It kind of forces you to play the quicker games, which is not right, you know, because I'm wanting to play these longer play games to get the practice in of playing long play. Let's look for a 15-10. See how we get on. Looks like we're playing as black. Develop the knight, supporting the pawn. Let's take. Let's not try and be too arty. This situation, just going to bring the bishop here. Don't want to get embroiled in the fancy stuff getting attacked and fried liver. Might still start happening. Hopefully they're realising that, oh, we may as well just go on castle. We've circumvented their little attack. So they're giving us another piece again, you know, sacrificing. We could take it, but let's not go for it this time. Let's just go nice and simple. We've got a +1. Let them equalise with it. Oh, come on. So I'm going to attack the pawn, utilising what we kind of picked up on before. So I'm going to hit the knight and the bishop. Need to be chomping at the bit really to get out of there. Let's take the bishop because there's no x-ray through at the minute. Onto the king. I think the bishop's coming out here now. Oh shit, wait, do we? Take. Moments pause. It's not a set play thing. No, I think we'll get castled. Okay, looks like we survived. They may have left the game. Oh, bit frantic there. Position play, supporting pieces, and just really kind of understanding the early part of the opening. Play another 15-10. And, oh, they've aborted. Okay. Playing as black now. Again. Really does kind of force you to start playing the shorter games, and just to get a game going. I'm going to push this pawn and block the pawn. And oh no, the 4 knights. We don't want the 4 knights. So what we want to do is do something different. Let's just push this pawn and support the pawn. Okay, and let's get this bishop attacking their bishop. Okay, going for the 4 knights with the white pieces, but 4 knights with the black pieces can end up a little bit messy for black. Not saying this is going to work out any better, but so long as I know I've not done the 4 knights thing, I'm fairly comfortable. Looks like it's blocked off whatever they're thinking now as well, which is good. You know, 4 knights is a killer playing as black. And it's not saying you can't do it. You know, I've done it for years and years and years, and now I'm not a fan of it. Let's take the bishop. And let's get this bishop out. Develop the knight. So that feels a lot better. Smallest of changes. Trying to avoid a position that I'm not really liking. They'll be rushing to capture something. This poor pawn, they're going to make that strong. I believe we just take with the bishop. Get the rook ready and raring. What's this bishop doing? If it doesn't take, we just fianchetto it. Dun, dun, dun. And see that they're trying to visualize coming in here now. Ah, exactly. Yeah. Wondered why they were taking so long. I'm thinking, they're looking to come in and squish. That tempo is not good though, is it? Because we can come here and just hit the queen. We're looking to come in here. There's nothing else supporting it really, is there? Just jam it in. Oh, they are doing as well. So just bring the knight in, hitting the queen. He comes there. Bishop's got no protection on, just to bear that in mind. Hitting the pawn. It's potential for, once they move the queen here, taking the pawn because the knight is protecting the bishop. Just that a rook will come and attack the knight. So that won't work. Do we just fianchetto the bishop? Yeah. And then this pawn is obviously going to be hitting the knight. So we're in a lockdown position. Old Stonewall looking type things. Gone back protecting the pawn. Good luck to try and open things up a bit. Queen can't come here because the knight is now protecting. Something's telling me just to hit this pawn. Yeah. Stonewall looking thing. And he's coming down for this. Anything else? Nope. Just push the pawn. When you've played Stonewall for so many years, you kind of understand the principalities of everything. Pawn's hitting the knight. Anything else? This doesn't have any protection on. Queen could slide up. Knight can come here. Pawn takes, queen takes. And anything else? We'll take this pawn. I'm going to take this pawn. That would be so juicy, that, but obviously the knight is there. Queen's hovering around our area. I'm gonna go get a rook. Although, if we go and get the rook, then he takes. Then we take, but then he's just going to go blam like that. So that's going to be like a checkmate type thing. So we could hit the knight with the pawn. He continues with that. Ooh, then he gets a checkmate anyway, doesn't he? If we move the king, he always hit us. We come back down. Ooh, then he gets like a check. There's a situation brewing, people. We take, queen takes. He's got this, and our queen is not getting in the game. Oh well, why don't we just move the queen here? Takes. Ooh, takes. The queen's not. Yeah, the queen can take, can't it? Yeah, let's move the queen here. I think that is the answer. Many questions. That is the answer. Yes, of course, he starts pushing. We've not covered that. Still going for it. Dum dum dum. Now we're opposite their king, X-Rain. Rook's coming to look to do some damage somehow. Now they're not going to want to give a rook up. That would be nice, but the queen is there now. Yeah, like I said, the rook is going to move, but we're going to get one rook off the board. So if we come here like this, he comes across. Oh, he's facing our king. He's got an X-ray. So the safest thing for us to do is move the king. Move it one, or move the knight, stopping the rook from coming there. But then does his knight come and challenge us? Bring the knights. If it doesn't move, it will get a fork. And then open up the bishop towards the king. Lots of things happening in this game. Pressure points everywhere. Both our kings don't have anything in front of there, so we're looking for the pin through. Sacrifice the queen. No, I'm not going to do any of that. I think they're going to move the rook so that it doesn't get forked. It doesn't get taken, so then we can do this. And the bishop will be on the rook. Then is it going to do some maverick stuff? I don't know. Can always come back here, can't it? Come there. So maybe it goes there instead. Still opens up the pawn, but if it goes there, we could do this. Okay, I don't know. We shall see what they're going to do. They might sacrifice it all together. Oh, they're still going for it. So I'm going to take it off the board. What else do we have now then? Hit in here. And the pawn drops onto the queen. Hit the knight. Oh, but the knight can escape now. Because they've got that pawn. I'm going to hit their knight and try and open up this bishop. It needs to do something, I think. This knight is looking to take something. Oh, no, escape. Escape. Details. Oh, I think we can take, can't we? We're kind of materially up. I'm just thinking positionally, are we any better? That's going to hurt them though, because the only piece that can take is the knight, and we can take the knight off the board. Can we not? Yeah. Wow, surreal. It's not finished because they're still playing on, so let's keep focused. We don't have a clear file for the rooks, which is their power base. Wow, we're still playing on, man. Still playing on. Let's take this pawn. Wanting to come round here, isn't he? Take this pawn, be on the rook. But then he puts a check on my king, doesn't he? Gonna be putting a check on. I've come off the white square. Hide. Does he get a repetition? Oh, what have I given them? What have I given them? Hide. Hide as best possible. It's just good. Yeah. Yeah, it's that position. Give up the rook, give up the pawn. Or do I have a check on it? I'm on a dark square. I'm going to give the pawn up because we can see what's going to happen. Oh, it's checkmate, you know. It's checkmate. What are you doing? It's not checkmate because I can come here, can't I? Break it down. So we hit the queen. Rook comes down. Thinking it's a checkmate. We go here. He takes the rook off the board. We take the rook off the board. So it's fairly safe, isn't it? I believe. Definitely nothing there stopping that. I'm going to give the pawn up. Unless I've got the move order wrong. He comes down. Check. No, he takes the rook, we take. There's no fancy business, is there? Queen takes. No. End game practice, even though the queens are on the board. So it's. Does go for the pawn. Now I'm hoping. Yeah. Push. We're waiting for the check on the king situation. Because he'll be able to take this pawn off the board. If I move this queen. Oh, you're joking. Didn't see that. Didn't see that. Didn't see that at all. Very nice, very clever. Okay, bring the queen here. Instant checkmate. Oh, yeah, but that's the position we were talking about. That's not going to help them, is it? They ended up doing it anyway. So he does get the pawn with the queen, and maybe this pawn as well. See, they don't do the moves you expect them to do. What is this? That's what I was talking about with the do they have a special type situation going on? And they've just jumped right into what we thought they could do, but it doesn't give them anything. And they've resigned, yeah, nice one.